Sup, YouTube?
Welcome back to another episode of Dead Level.
That's right.
And this time, we are going to be talking about our top 10 favorite bad guys from movies, TV shows, video games, pretty much everything.
Pretty much whenever I watch a movie or read a book or whatever, usually, for some reason, the villain's my favorite character, and I feel like I can relate to them the most. That goes for, obviously horror movies, where the villain's pretty much what it's all about. Kids' movies, like Disney cartoons and such.
You can probably guess his top 5.
Yeah, well, they're probably all going to be horror, but I'll talk about some other ones as well, Disney villains, or just from, regular movies, the burglars and Home Alone, stuff like that.
You want to start off?
That was a cat, by the way. He wasn't, trying to grab my leg or anything. It was a cat. Well, obviously, the easy ones out of the way, the horror villains like Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Freddy Krueger, Leatherface, Chucky. That's probably my top 5 right there. Pretty simple, and I've talked about them, plenty on this channel. There's a Pinhead, the Tall Man, Norman Bates, Dracula, the Wolfman, Frankenstein, the Mummy, Creature of the Black Lagoon. The classic.
He technically wasn't a bad guy.
Well, yeah, some of them weren't, but So yeah, pretty obvious ones. But I also the villains from Disney movies, Jafar, Ursula, Maleficent, damn bitch stepmother from Cinderella. I can't stand her though, so I hate that bitch. I just want something bad to happen to her.
She had Dracula hair.
Yeah, she sure did. The movies like Passenger 57 with Wesley Snipes, Bruce Payne, who played the villain, the terrorist who hijacks the plane, he made that movie. And, I watch it all the time because of him, But Wesley Snipes is badass, of course, but I think Bruce Payne's really the reason why I keep rewatching that. He was just such a deliciously evil, awesome villain. He always plays a good villain, in the third Warlock movie.
Can we start with the list, please? Or are you just going to talk for 10 minutes?
My bad.
Okay. Number 10, for me, is Shredder from the Ninja Turtle movies.
Damn right.
Compared to the cartoon, the movie version, he actually kicks ass. Now, it's never explained, how he escaped from getting crushed, but we can assume he probably jumped out before they hit the button. He was in the third movie, technically, but that's neither here nor there. Here's your number 10.
Well, did when we're at Shredder, did Part 2, Secret of the Ooze, take place right after Part 1? Because I don't want to believe that he spent all that time in the garbage dump. Or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good. They never actually say how long it takes.
Yeah, I know. It's is it real time? I sure hope not.
Actually, another thing, out of all the movies, he's the only one to be played by 2 different people.
Yeah.
Super Shredder was played by Kevin Nash.
That's right.
Uncredited for it. And, that's just fun, and it kind of sucked. He gets crushed, really?
Yeah, that was a ridiculously anticlimactic, defeat. No final battle or anything. He just ended up making the stuff fall on him, and that's how they defeat the Shredder, a Super Shredder no less. That was lame. But a different actor played him in the first 2 movies as well, and the newer movies. They got a different actor to play him in the most recent one, Out of the Shadows.
I never watched him.
Yeah, they're all right. But he looked a lot better in Out of the Shadows. Way better. His armor, he didn't look like a Transformers reject. But I love him in all the cartoon series as well. He was funny. He wasn't as threatening in the original 80s cartoon.
I kind of hate that the TM in terms of they box themselves in. Seems like everything that come out now is who trom's this? Who trom's that?
Yeah.
It's what happened to just having robots and monsters from outer space?
Yeah, true.
Okay, who's your number 10?
Number 10. This is gonna be hard. It's got to be a list, I guess.
Yes.
Joel's unprepared.
Okay.
Let's go with the Frankenstein's monster. And he's not really a villain. He's just kind of misunderstood. He's has the mind of a child. He's kind of you kind of feel bad for him at the same time. But at the beginning of Bride of Frankenstein, he deliberately kills those people in anger. He knew what he was doing. And then Son of Frankenstein and beyond, he becomes more of a malevolent figure, and then kind of a comic relief character as well.
But then you can argue it's not the same monster from those movies.
Well, yeah, sort of. He gets Igor's brain and everything, so,
That movie was confusing.
Yeah.
There were different blood types, so he goes blind.
Yeah, I know.
How does that work?
I know, that was weird. But even, aside from Universal, I like the Hammer version, which was all kinds of different monsters. Really, the star of that series was Dr. Frankenstein, played awesomely by Peter Cushing. But the Frankenstein monster in Curse of Frankenstein was Christopher Lee, of course, and there's several others after that. Each, pretty cool in their own unique way. I even liked Robert De Niro's version from Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. I think it was kind of underrated. And, of course, Clancy Brown's version of the character in the movie The Bride. Clancy Brown's always great. Highlander, Pet Sematary, Shawshank Redemption, the voice of Lex Luthor in the Superman cartoon. He's always awesome. He plays a really good Frankenstein monster.
Okay, number 9.
And Monster Squad, too. Sorry, go ahead.
Right. Number 9 for me, that'd be Brother Justin Crowe from Carnival. Played by Clancy Brown.
Hey, there you go.
And it's like, I like how his character over the series starts with, like, he's got these powers connected to the main character. Like, he kills people, and by that hurts Benjamin. But by that token, when Benjamin kills somebody, it hurts Crow. So, like, they're destined to fight, which they do. Which, honestly, the show got canceled at the end of the second season, so, like, the big story arc they had planned for the next season just ended. Like, at the end of the series, we think he's dead, but then Livy comes in, like, touches him, and the corn starts to die around him, knowing that he's going to get resurrected. So he's like, no, I messed up her name. I forget what the fucking name is. That's a different character altogether. But, yeah, like, it showed this big thing that's going to happen for next season, but we didn't get the next season, so
Bummer.
Fuck that.
I need to watch that show. I saw parts of it. Was Nick Stahl the main character? Terminator 3 and Mirrors 2?
Yeah.
I think that was him.
Yes.
I don't know. It's been years since I've seen it. Okay, well, number 9 for me would be Dracula. He probably should be higher, but, there's just so many other great horror villains that I relate to a little more, that I find a little more interesting. Of course, from the original Bram Stoker novel, the Universal incarnation with Bela Lugosi, and even John Carradine, he was okay, I guess. Of course, Christopher Lee's version and the Hammer films that I talked about plenty before. He was just awesome. He could play the suave, charismatic gentleman Dracula, as well as the evil, monstrous, blood-sucking leech on 2 legs. He played a lot of different dimensions of the character, and it was the only actor to play him for that many movies. He played the character more than any other. And of course, Frank Langella from the 1979 Dracula. He was great. Gary Oldman from 1992, Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Despite Keanu Reeves' shitty acting almost ruining that movie, Dracula was really done well. Of course, Gary Oldman's always awesome. And of course, he had the hairdo like Lady Tremaine, like you mentioned earlier. I think the Japanese designed his costume, obviously. But yeah, Dracula's always great. And of course in cartoons like the Scooby-Doo 80s movies, and of course Monster Squad, Duncan Regger, he played a great Dracula. The guy in Van Helsing, Richard Roxburgh, he wasn't really that great, but
It felt like he's trying to do Antonio Banderas.
yeah, he really did. But usually the character's pretty freaking awesome. Of course, he's the vampire. He's the king of the vampires. He's fucking Dracula.
Okay, number 8. For me, it has to be Kurt Barlow from Salem's Lot. And
Good choice.
what I don't understand is, in the original movie, they made him look like...
Count Orlok from Nosferatu.
And he's blue.
Yeah.
Why is he blue?
Yeah, it was weird.
So, like...
In the novel, it was more like Dracula, like the real Dracula.
Yeah. And the 2003 miniseries made him more like that.
Rutger Hauer played him, yeah.
Was really good.
Yeah, it was a little... Both of them deviated significantly from the novel, but they're both good in their own way.
Yeah. That's all I got to say about that. What's
Okay,
yours?
so what are we on, 8?
Yep.
Number 8. Let's see. Let's go with Norman Bates from the Psycho movies. He's very interesting because, of course, he's pretty much got split personalities.
And he's one of the rare characters played by the same guy in every movie.
Yeah. Anthony Perkins played him in all 4 movies, and we're not counting the shitty 1998 remake with Vince Vaughn. Yeah, he's very charismatic. And I think it was interesting in Psycho 2 how he actually wasn't the killer. He kind of became the main character, and you kind of related to him, felt sorry for him. Yeah, he's just a very interesting character. Played brilliantly by Perkins. I could go on and on and on, but we're reaching the 10-minute mark, and I've got like,
Yeah.
like
Number
8 more to go.
7. For me, it has to be Bennett from Commando. This guy is just freaking badass.
Love Arnold movies.
I didn't like his death, though. It's kind of stupid. Like, he's standing there, he's gonna freaking shoot you in orange picture with that pipe, just fucking tosses it.
Oh, yeah.
It
That was really over the
that?
top.
What
That was one of the
was
most over-the-top villain deaths I've ever seen.
I know.
Compared to, like, the guy in Live and Let Die who explodes.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, like, I thought the fight would have been, if it lasted a little bit longer, but it was, it was good for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Number 7, the tall man from the Phantasm series, played by the late Angus Scrimm. And they need to get their shit together and release the 5th movie, Phantasm Ravager, already, because we know it's been made, and they're having a hard time finding a distributor, whatever. This is the first one not directed by Don Coscarelli, too. But yeah, the tall man's just creepy as hell. He's right up there with Reverend Kane from Poltergeist 2. He's just a creepy old man. Every scene he's in, like, wow, he just sends chills down your spine. He just feels like the personification of death. With his, you know, his silver balls and his little dwarf-like zombies. Yeah, that came out wrong.
Okay.
But yeah, everything about this man just oozes pure evil.
Yeah, I never actually... I tried to watch Phantasm. I made it 10 minutes before I got really bored of it.
What? Really?
Yeah,
I love that
it's
movie.
really slow to start.
Yeah.
Okay, so number... 6?
6, I think.
Okay, for me, this is 6 and 5. Number 6 is Rudy Yeager from Wolfenstein: The Old Blood. Now, this Nazi Superman pulls a Ramsey Bolton halfway through the first big thing where it's revealed that he feeds the captured prisoners in Castle Wolfenstein's dungeon to his genetically modified German shepherds. Now, you don't see it,
Oh, wow.
but you hear it when you're skulking through the place. And number 5 is Deathhead Strauss from Wolfenstein: The New Order. Now, this guy changed the whole Nazi army within a few months. Like, better weapons, robots, Jesus Christ, all this. I can do a whole video talking about what he did, because these games are awesome. Okay, your turn. You can do 2 in a row if you want.
Okay. Was it 6 and 5?
Yeah.
Number 6, Pinhead from the Hellraiser series, played by Doug Bradley, and more recently some other fat guy in Hellraiser Revelations. Yeah, Pinhead was just freaking awesome. You know, angels to some, demons to others. He was the lead Cenobite. And I actually liked it better when he was kind of a background character and the whole story didn't focus on him like in later movies. He was just awesome. He was badass in the first 2 Hellraiser movies. Then Part 3 became all about him, became like a generic slasher movie. Then Part 4, with a lot of it was in space. But he was still always cool. Doug Bradley always played him excellently. He never became like a goofy, comedic, comic relief character, at least. Which, you know, I can't say the same about some of the other horror villains. Yet. But Doug Bradley always did a good job playing him. He's just awesome. He's always a great villain. Yeah, Pinhead. And number 5, definitely Chucky, the doll possessed by the spirit of serial killer Charles Lee Ray. And, you know, I like him when he's scary. I like him when he's funny.
I just can't take him seriously anymore.
I know, but, you know, he's voiced by Brad Dourif, who is just one of my heroes, and he does so great. Yeah, Chucky's always cool. I look forward to seeing more movies starring him, because the last one, Curse of Chucky, was really good. It brought him back to the horror roots after the 2 before that were kind of horror comedies, which I still liked. I still love them all. But yeah, Chucky, Killer Doll, he's just awesome. And I realize most of my list has been horror villains so far, and it probably will, you know, it's all horror villains. What can I say? I mean, they're just the best. And, you know, I'll mention some honorable mentions at the end.
Okay.
They're non-horror.
Number 4. Leatherface. I think personally he's the scariest out of all of them because, like, he's the most, like, realistic because it's the guy with the chainsaw.
That can really happen.
His only shortcoming, though, is, like, he gives up, like, way too easily.
Yeah, well, Leatherface is my number 4 as well, so we both talk about it.
And I was like, he'll be chasing him and they'll, like, get away a little bit and he'll, like, go home to pop up later.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, yeah.
He's not really pure evil. He kind of just does what his older brothers tell him to do. But it was based on Ed Gein, you know, who just look him up. He was all sorts of fucked up. And he's very realistic. You know, he wears a mask of human skin. He's a cannibal. He wields a chainsaw. He cross-dresses. He's very real and very insane. Yeah, exactly. Mortal Kombat X, yeah.
I did like when they did a comic book team up with him and Jason.
Jason versus Leatherface?
Yeah, but it wasn't against them. Like they were friends, in a misunderstanding, and then they try to kill Jason. Jason's like, fuck this, I'm going to go home where it's safe. It's like, it's funny.
They should have made that into a movie. That was cool. And I like how they used the original family members, Drayton Sawyer and the Hitchhiker. They need to, like, bring them back, Hitchhiker and Chop Top. They're doing a prequel.
I do like how in Mortal Kombat X, his ending implies he's from another Texas Massacre 2, because he mentions, like, when he kills them, he's like, he
falls
chopped
in love with them and stuff.
For Drayton to use in his chili.
Yeah, that was good. I'm glad because all the new family members that came out after that sucked. Yeah. They should always stick with the original.
I'm so kind of surprised Viggo Mortensen's in those movies.
He's in Leatherface. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. Yeah. That was funny.
Okay, so...
Yeah, Leatherface is my number 4 as well.
Okay, so we're getting to the top 3.
I think you guys already know what mine are. But
yeah, we know.
I already mentioned them all.
Number 3, Van Pelt.
Oh, Jumanji.
Now, not only is he threatening, but the whole psychoanalysis of this whole thing is like, it's also his dad who's trying to teach him to be... It's complicated. Watch the movie. It'll make more sense. But yeah, but in the cartoon series, it's more expanded on. They drop that whole, it's not his dad. But he's, one of the big reoccurring villains where, he sometimes almost wins, but stupid circumstances usually cheat him out of it. But he's never actually done straight comic relief. They keep him serious through the whole series, which I like. Okay, so what's yours?
Well, you guys already know what my top 3 is. 3, Freddy Krueger, 2, Michael Myers, 1, Jason Voorhees. I already mentioned them all at the beginning of the video, so it's pretty obvious.
Okay.
Oh, I'm out. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
I spoiled mine.
Yeah. Number 2. Well, I can probably do 2 and 1.
Go for it.
Okay. Number 2 and 1 is Castor and Pollux from God of War Ascension. Okay, so they're conjoined. One little guy hooks his chest, and compared to other villains, they're not really up there. But I like them because of the dynamic of they control time and they screw with it and they age back and forth. And to kill them, Kratos rips him off and stomps him to death.
Oh wow!
Which is pretty funny. So yeah.
I didn't even think about video game villains.
Yeah.
Shit, how about Bowser and Queen Metroid and all that shit. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain why my top 3 is so great, do I? I mean, Freddy kills you in your dreams. You can't get away from him. Michael Myers is scary because he's just evil incarnate. You never know where he is. He's a mysterious, shadowy figure, just the shape, essentially. The Jason Voorhees is awesome because he's been through so much shit. He's been shot, he's been stabbed, he's been burned, he's been electrocuted. He drowned. He's just pretty much everything you can think of has happened to him. He's melted by toxic waste. He was blown up, burned by the atmosphere, coming back to the earth. And he always comes back. That's what's so cool about him. He even fought Freddy, so...
Okay, so I think that covers everything. Got any more else to say?
We should do honorable mentions, because my top 10 is kind of boring, because it's just all the best horror villains, but what can I say?
Honorable mentions. Let me think.
Scar from The Lion King. He became kind of boring once he actually succeeded. Once he killed Mufasa and took over as the king, he became kind of lazy and just, wasn't as intimidating. But the fight at the end of the symbol is cool.
Scar from Book of Caleb. Never actually seen that whole movie all the way through, though.
Oh, yeah?
I've only seen parts of it. What else? The Predator from Predator.
Yes. That goes for the Xenomorphs from Alien, too. And speaking of Warlock, like I said earlier, Bruce Payne.
I noticed something. When the Predators open their mouths like vaginas, and the aliens are shaped like dicks.
I wonder if they're...
sexually compatible?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, the Warlock from the movie Warlock, played with Julian Sands, and later Bruce Payne. He was awesome. That's another horror one, but what can I say? Rawhead
Rex.
There you go. The Stepfather. Pretty much, I mean, I already talked about the horror stuff. Gage Creed from Pet Sematary, and then Gus from Pet Sematary 2. The scariest thing about that first movie was Zelda, though. Let's see, more bad guys. King Dedede from the Kirby games. King whatever. Wispy Woods.
Wispy Woods. Wario.
Yeah. The Headless Horseman from Sleepy Hollow.
Ron Bones from Sleepy Hollow.
There you go, yeah.
Technically the same person, but, we can argue about that all day.
Of course, Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat, like we mentioned earlier.
Shang Tsung,
Quan Chi,
Kano,
Shinnok,
Onaga. Jeez, we missed a lot.
Taro. I know, yeah. There's so many. There's so many great ones. As Coach, I mentioned, like kids movies, like the villains from Disney films.
Horned King,
Queen, Snow White. Yes.
That
fuck
movie.
yes.
Fuck.
Yeah. Wicked Witch of the West from Wizard of Oz.
Mound Shroud from the Halloween Tree.
Oh yeah. Yes. He was voiced by Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
Dude, that movie creeped me out when I was little.
Man.
That movie creeped me
Dude, the
fuck
book is
out.
like way worse.
Really?
There's like more kids.
God, that movie's disturbing for kids, man. Wow.
Would have been funny, like at the end, like if they all get one at a life, like he grabbed, like, sorry, Wally, your life's up, and like takes him away.
Yeah, it should have showed it like several years later. Yeah.
No, like on the spot, like he was supposed to die like a year later, like he gave his last year of life, and he just takes him.
That'd be crazy.
That'd be funny.
He kind of helped him though in a way, but yeah, he was still pretty much essentially the villain. So many more. So many more. We have to do a part 2 of this video probably. Because there's so many great villains. As I said, they're my favorite part of every movie. Pretty much.
The Red Bull from The Last Unicorn.
Oh, yeah. That was a creepy movie, too. It was pretty dark.
Christian League was really good in that movie.
Oh,
God. And I forget he was in that. I sometimes forget he was in that movie.
Skeleton. I know, right? Darth Vader. Oh, my God. Darth Vader. I can't believe I haven't mentioned him yet. I don't need to explain why he's so great. I mean, come on. If you don't know that already, then GTFO.
Khan.
There you go.
It's like 10 minutes just naming guys.
I know, we're just naming names. This video kind of jumped the shark.
The Chatterer.
Speaking of shark, Jaws. Yeah, the Chatterer Cenobite. Well, speaking of Shredder, what about Mum-Ra from Thundercats?
Oh, yeah.
Megatron from Transformers, Cobra Commander from G.I. Joe. All the various demons from Real Ghostbusters.
Okay, so the bad guys are from Castle Plundar.
Right.
Whole other planet. When they come to Third Earth, what?
Skeletor.
No,
He-Man.
But then when they team up with Mun-Ra, that's Castle Plundar. What's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I have to mention Skeletor. Otherwise, this video's
He-Man!
I'll get you, He-Man!
Like, Beastman, Triclops,
Beastman, Merman,
Too Bad, Stinkor,
Trapjaw,
Evelyn.
Henchman.
Your name's actually Evelyn? I always thought it was Evelyn.
Evelyn.
Yeah.
Dr. Paradigm from Street Sharks.
Oh, yeah. Did they ever finish that show, or did it just end?
Not really. It's kind of ended. Like, there's a lot unexplained and stuff.
I ran out of villains.
Yeah, I did my top 10, which are all horror, that I gave away at the beginning of the video.
Yep.
And then, I think I mentioned all the ones I could think of, and that's pretty much all I did in this video. But, that's okay, because our next video is going to be awesome, whatever it is. It's going to be way better than this one.
Yep.
You'll see. It's going to blow your mind.
Maybe we'll actually make money off of it.
That'd be something.
Good news is, our last video didn't get pulled yet.
Oh, good. What was it again?
Scooby-Doo.
Oh, yeah. Sweet.
See, I think it only pulls it if you make money off of it.
How about the Scooby-Doo villains? All the people in
Oh my God.
costumes and then...
To be honest,
cat
none of them
creatures.
can... The villains from the movies can be considered, like, list worthy, but, like, the regular episode ones, like, nah. Kind of troubling when most of the bad guys are, like, scientists and pilots and doctors. What the fuck?
The economy must have sucked.
I know, right?
All right, well, we're reaching the 25-minute mark, and I think we ran out of things to talk about.
Yep.
Plenty of other great villains out there. The Kurgan from Highlander.
I forgot that. Since you had to do all yours at once, I had to like scrape for something. Like I couldn't think of what I wanted next.
It's pretty cool we both have the same number 4, though.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna get out of here before this list gets any longer.
Yeah. Like I said, all the horror villains, of course, take up my whole top 10. So maybe next time we can do top 10. Well, for me anyway, I can do top 10 non-horror villains.
Yeah.
And that'll be a little easier and a little more complicated. Maybe step out of my comfort zone. Little closed-minded little world that I live in.
Okay.
All right. Well,
we're out of here.
Yeah, I'm Hellhound.
I'm Spellbinder.
And thank you for watching Dead Level Discussions. Peace.